everybody, this is Bogus Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Studios The First 10 Years Ant-Man and Yellowjacket 2-pack. So before we take a look at Yellowjacket, let's take a look at Ant-Man. And he does come with one accessory, well, two accessories. Technically, the whole pack has 3 accessories, which I'll go ahead and show right now. So first up, we get these really mini figures of Ant-Man and Yellowjacket. And these are tiny. Like, that's how tall they are. They're about as big as my fingernail. So, these are super tiny, and you could lose them very easily. I just about lost them before I was doing this review. And then there's Yellowjacket. And these don't have a lot of sculpt or paint, but since they're so tiny, I really don't expect them to. Because they are just really tiny there. So, yep, you do get these. These were previously released with the Ultron Build-A-Figure Yellowjacket, or Ant-Man figure. And then this was released again as a Comic-Con exclusive. He came in a little matchbook. And I do have that version too, but I left it on packaging since it's so small, and I already had one version of it. And now I have 2. So, the next accessory is the alternate Paul Rudd head sculpt for Ant-Man. And I feel like this head sculpt is much improved from the Coal Obsidian Wave head sculpt. I think that looks like Paul Rudd. That's a really good likeness of him. And the reason why I think this is better is because here's the Coal Obsidian Wave one. I feel like the chin is just way too pointy. Like, I know he's smirking, but his chin is just way too pointy. So, that's why I like this one better. I wish they would have kept the smirk, but he's kind of smirking just a little bit. But I do like this head sculpt. It looks really nice. I'm not sure why Yellowjacket doesn't have an alternate head sculpt. The Darren Cross head. Maybe the actor didn't want his likeness to be used. I don't know. Because I feel like if he doesn't give permission for his likeness to be used, they could probably make it look similar to him. I don't know how that works. But I think that would have been nice to include that, but they did not. So now, let's take a look at Ant-Man. So right here is the previous Ant-Man figure. This is just a remold and retool of the Ultron Wave Ant-Man figure. And he has an all-new head sculpt. As you can see, his mouth is covered up right here by the helmet, which is mostly how he looks in the movie. He only keeps it like that for, I think, a few scenes in the movie. It's not very long. He mostly keeps it like that. So this head sculpt is definitely more accurate. I do like that this one has that wash of gunmetal over it, though. This is just cast in a marbleized gray plastic. Maybe it's silver. I don't know. I do like the color on this one better because it definitely is silver, but it's painted on, and this is just cast in that color. And he has a lot more texturing to his suit. He only has texturing in areas like right here on his thighs. And on his torso here. And it has, no. I thought it had more sculpt detail to it, but I think the sculpt is just a little more defined. Like, this doesn't stand out that much. And he has the texturing right there. And if you look, that's the ant symbol. I never noticed that there was an actual ant in his suit design. I saw a post on Facebook about it. I'm like, I never noticed that. I guess I never put that much thought into it. And the colors on the previous Ant-Man are a lot darker. This is a lot brighter. And then there are the hands. And on the wrists there. Like I said, I like this better because it is silver. And then has that gunmetal dry brushed over it. And the belt looks a little bit better on this one in my opinion. And the line right here on his thigh is painted on. And on here it isn't. It's just that black color. But this has black, silver, and red on it. Where this one just had the red lines right there on the back of his calves. I really like this a lot better. Plus, this didn't originally come with these hands. I think these are Black Panther's alternate hands. These broke. Because I was trying to move them because they were really stiff. And they broke off. So I had to boil and get the snap pegs out. And then I just replaced him with these. So that's why he has different hands. Normally he had the same hands as this one. But that's another way that mine is differentiated. So overall, I definitely like this one better. I wish they would have done like a wash of gunmetal or a wash of silver over this. But that doesn't bother me. I just think this one looks a lot better with the sculpting and the helmet. Except mine does have that black place right there. I don't know if that's paint or it's just cast in there. I don't know. I'll have to put a little bit of alcohol on a Q-tip and see if I can get that off there. If it isn't, it might just be in the plastic. Looks a little melted right there. But that doesn't really bother me. It's not that noticeable. I mean, it's noticeable, but not too bad. So now let's go over Ant-Man's articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can only look back that far. He can look down all the way, and he can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move all the way out. He has swivel at the, not swivel at the thigh, swivel at the bicep, double-jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist that can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that can't really move back and can't really move down either. He has swivel at the waist, ball-jointed hips that can move out that far. He can kick forward all the way, and he can kick back just a little bit. He has swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knee, swivel at the ankle, and an ankle rocker. So the articulation is exactly the same as the previous Ant-Man figure. Well, not previous, because the previous one is the Cold Wave Ant-Man. Actually, these may have came out around the same time. I'm saying previous because I just now got this, so I consider this the later Ant-Man. But I mean the previous version of this this body mold. I definitely think it's better. So now, let's take a look at Yellowjacket. So he doesn't come with any accessories, I mean, unless you count this this pack right here that comes with the, these considered antennas? I want to say they're antennas. And his stingers. But I really don't count that as an accessory. But Yellowjacket uses all new pieces, like there is nothing reused here on him, and I love that. So looking at the head sculpt, it looks very nice. It has some nice sculpting to it. And I like how right here on the eyes they use that translucent yellow plastic. That looks really nice. And the texturing all over his suit looks nice as well. Although it does get kind of spotty, like the black is showing through right here. And I noticed it's really bad right here. Like it missed its mark by a lot. It's up and over a lot. So even though this figure is nice, the paint apps are pretty spotty on it. Like right there, the yellow is kind of bleeding. The yellow is bleeding over here, and the black's bleeding over here. I mean, he does have really nice sculpt detail to him. Even his backpack here, or pack. I don't know really what you call this. I'm just calling it a pack, because that's what it is. It's not really a backpack, it's just a pack. But anyway, it has some really nice sculpting to it as well. And the paint is kind of sloppy on it too, because you can see that the yellow isn't all the way where it should be. And the black is up there. And the yellow is chipping right there. So even though this is a nice figure, mine has some really spotty paint apps. I'm not one of those people that's going to look through, like, there were like 10 sets of this at Walmart. And I wasn't going to look through them all to try and find one with good paint apps. I mean, it's not noticeable. Like, if it's super noticeable, yeah, I probably will look for another one. But this one isn't that noticeable until you have it out packaging in hand, I guess. But there you can see the yellow missed its mark again. And this is pretty spot on. But here at the bottom, here by his knee, the yellow is bleeding over into the black. So mine definitely has some pretty spotty paint apps, and that sucks. But overall, he has really good sculpt detail, and like I said, it's a brand new body mold, so that's even better. So, here he is next to his little mini figure here. And, I feel like they should have painted that just a little bit better so the patterns matched up. I know it is a really mini figure, but it just looks like a U right there. Not really like whatever that shape is. Well, I guess it does have the Yellowjacket symbol in there as well. I think that's pretty clever how they hid the... Well, maybe it's not hid. Maybe I just see it now. someone on Facebook pointed it out, but the Yellowjacket symbol right there, pretty clever how they put that into the design. So now let's go over Yellowjacket's articulation. So let's start off on his pack right here. So the antenna can swivel up and down and side to side. And his stingers have articulation. They have swivel right here at the bottom and the middle. Well, I suppose this is still kind of the bottom, but I consider it the middle. He has swivel there, or it has swivel. And then it has swivel right here as well. Would have been cool if they would have included some blast effects for this. I mean, I know Hasbro likes to reuse parts, so I'm surprised they didn't reuse the Infinity War Iron Man effects for this. Well, technically any Iron Man, because they all use the same effects. So you can get this in some pretty good poses. Like, you can have his stingers down like that, or you can keep them up like this. I choose to keep them up like this, because I think that looks better. It looks like he's in a more defensive kind of position, or pose. So that looks pretty cool. Okay, now back to his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look back all the way. The helmet does not. The helmet and the collar doesn't get in the way of that. He can look down all the way. You do have to kind of force it down, but he can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has ball-jointed shoulders. Now, on mine, the left can move out farther than the right, because the right can only move up just a little bit from where it already was. So this joint is really stuck. I even tried boiling this, because sometimes if the joint's very bad and I'm afraid I'm going to break it while I'm posing it around, I usually boil it before a review. I know I probably shouldn't, because, you know, I should let people know if there's a problem with it, but I usually say it in my review anyway. But I tried boiling it and it still didn't fix it, so I don't know if that's just on mine or all of them. But he has swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist, can move side to side and up and down. He has an ab crunch that really can't move up or down. I feel like they really shouldn't have even included it, because it can just do that, and that's kind of useless in my opinion. He has swivel at the waist, ball-jointed hips that can move out that far. I do wish they could have moved out just a little bit farther. He can kick forward that far, and he can kick back just a little bit. He has swivel at the thigh, double-jointed knee, double swivel ankles here that has a swivel up here that can move side to side. He has a swivel at his ankle here that can move up and down, and he has an ankle rocker, so it can swivel all the way around, which I don't know why you'd need him to do that, but he has some really good ankle articulation. And even though he has this pack on him, on his back, he can stand pretty well because of those ankles. So I do like that, because I didn't figure he would be able to stand up. And Ant-Man is actually the opposite. He can't stand at all, and he looks like he should be able to. So now for some size comparisons. I think this is probably all I'm going to do, because these are really the only figures from Ant-Man. There was no, well, of course, there's no Darren Cross figure, there's no Hope, there's no Hank. So these are really the only figures from the movie, from the first one at least. And then here they are next to this Ant-Man figure. And mine's hips just got really loose over time. So there he's kind of standing. I'm lucky if he won't fall over shortly after this. But there they all are next to each other. And like I said, that Ant-Man is definitely an improvement upon this one. Up until like last year, I could still find that figure. Up until last year, Walmart still had like 5 of that figure of Ant-Man. Finally, they clearanced them out and got rid of all of them, because I did not want that figure sitting around the shelves. So overall, I would highly recommend this set. If you didn't get that Ant-Man, then definitely get this one, because it is just much improved. And Yellowjacket, he's an all-new figure, all-new sculpt, nothing is reused at all, so that's a plus. The only thing I don't like is there are some minor paint app complications, like right there, and they're the worst. And nothing major, I suppose my only major complaint about this is that Yellowjacket didn't have an alternate Darren crosshead, but even that's not major. So I would recommend this set. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.